Hello, my name is Mr. Sakipek and I'm the technical analyst in the Opentext. So this is my first video, so welcome to my first video. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to install Content Server, Opentext Content Servers version 16. Also, I'm going to do integration with the Content Server 16 with the Delivery Server and also installing Delivery Server version 16 as well, and doing integration of Delivery Server with the OTDS, that's Opentext Directory Server. So let's start. So here I have this some of the workstation where I have one master workstation. I'm just going to clone it. So in this workstation, I have just installed basic operating system of the Windows and MS SQL 2012. So I'm just going to clone it now. I'm just going to name it uh, CS1601 and we'll say finish. Continue. There's a cloning fails for some reason. So let's see what the problem is. Okay, so the problem was that I was running low space in the hard disk, so I have make more space. Now let's do it again. So we'll create new clone and go next, next, and the next, and we'll say CS OTCS 601 and finish, and it's done successfully. Now here we need to do some modification because we need to make some processors because content server required two processors, so at least we need to assign number of two processors here, and then we need RAM about 4 GB. So let's say 4000, we'll put it here. And also we need the display here. Also hard disk should be required as 60 GB. This is already there. At least one network processor, network card required. We have already have two here in my default master machine, so which is created, and there's a display. At least I would be required 128 MB of the RAM. So here I have maximum resolution here, which is good enough, so that would be sporting. So use host monitor settings. So my monitor setting graphic card is very good, so I'll say accelerate 3D graphic would be enough for in my case for installing the content server 16. Okay, so here you go. Setting is done. We'll start the machine. Okay, so I passed the presentation. So now because our Windows is up and running again, so I can show you there's a few changes I made while the system was passed. So I'll show you the changes. So first thing first, I have changed the name of the computer. This is not required in your case, but I like something so nice. So like to change the name, just go in the advanced setting, computer name, and change the name here. So I have put my name here, Mirza, and then the what version I'm installing. So it would be easy for me, like once I'm calling the server from outside, so I can remember the name. for that reason. Also, there's one important thing would be needed that once I'm sure your IIS is installed, otherwise you would be required to install IIS. And once you install the IIS, you would require to add. Normally, this doesn't add automatically, so you need to add the HTTP activation and non-HTTP activations. Also for .NET Framework 4.5, install for HTTP activation here as well. Make sure you do that because this is required for the Content Server 16. So this is all up, ready to install. Also, just want to show you that my SQL Server is running. So I'll just make a shortcut in my desktop here. So we'll say pin to task. So then it's here, and also I'll make some shortcut of other uh, services that I would be required. It's handy out if I pin to task, so then uh, I don't have to go all the time in the control panel and looking for it. So now these three services I always do in the pin to task. So now this done, this done. Hopefully we don't need anything else. So now we're ready to go. I have already downloaded the software here, and this is the key. You would be required your own key for that, but you know, uh, to make sure you should have downloaded the key or have the evaluation key in advance. Otherwise, your installation would be stuck in between. So now all we need to do first create few folders. Some people prefer to install new websites, but I would be using the default websites of the uh, uh, IIS. So I would be installing on this one, but if you want, you can delete this one out and create new one according to your need and define your own path of the default sites. But I don't need that. Uh, what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to create a new folder called Content Server. So let's say where I'm going to install everything. This is my style, so I install everything in the one folder. So when I want to delete or get rid of it, I just delete whole folder, or if I want to back up a whole folder, I can do that. Or for the performance and tuning and other purposes, I don't have to look everywhere. It would be only one place I have to look. So this is my own style, but if you have your own style, follow your own style. So I would be needing a couple of other folders. So let's say we have one DB folders we would be required. So I'll put DB folder in here, and there's a one EFS folder would be required. So EFS folder would be required, and also there's another folder required which is called upload. This folder required after when the installation is fully done. So then we would be defining these paths to create upload folder, the images folder, and database folder. So it can contains images here, upload folder this directory when it's uploading the files temporarily here. So these are the folders that would be used uh, by content server. So now we good to go, and we should start the installation. Make sure you run your installation as administrator. Uh, However, I'm logged in as administrator as well, so uh, it is not required even if you logged in. So meanwhile, the setup is starting. I just try to start and see my SQL Server is up and running as well. So it would be handy out for me in case any error or anything. I will fix it before we reach to the stage where the database would be required to create. Okay, so this is very straightforward. We go next and then accept and next. It takes some time. So because I have new machines and it's a fresh installation, so it's not taking much time, so it should be quick relatively. If you already have other older version, then it might be taking some time. So we'll say we installed on content server and backslash open text. Where it's going to install. Go next. Okay, so service name is going to be OTCS. That will be coming in the service list here. Your local domain, currently I am using localhost, but if you have any specific name or IP, so you should go with your own fully qualified domain name instead of localhost. But for me, I think installing on the VM, this is fine, and we can go with the localhost. Yeah, and we're using internet uh, information service. So next, here is the default website, and the mapping would be on OTCS. So that's perfect. And slash image will go next. These are the port of default port will go next, and HTTP port we defined for the OTCS as well. So CWS, another uh, folder site would be created inside the default site. We go next and install. It will take some time, so I'm just going to pause again the video. Okay, so installation has been done. So now we'll want to see view mapping file. We just start the services, or we can start manually. So I'll just say stop the service. We will start it manually. So these three services are here. You can see. I will start them in the services manually. It's all up and running. Now we just need to go to the website to configure and make sure. I'm going to check that my user is fine. For that, as a user, normally I keep as a password, but whatever your password is for database testing purpose. If it's logged in, that means as a user is working fine. So that's a good news. So we'll go there, we'll go to the URL. Okay, this URL has this DLL and this function admin index. So you have to specifically call this URL first time, so then it can bring you to the administration page. Now we would be requiring to enter those directories that we created. So DB directories, upload directories, EFS directory. So we'll be starting from the upload directory. Once the page will come, we'll wait until the page starts. So okay, so you can type your administration password to use the content server. So you can type whatever password you want. So I'll put down my own email address. So you can put down your own email address in there. So and here's the upload directory. We're just going to paste our upload directory that we already created in the start of the uh, installation. So we'll save the changes. Now we need to select the language, and the language is English language. In your case, choose your own language. So say GB. Now we have to create new database because we don't have any existing database. So we'll say create new database. Here we need to define which database we're using. So I have MS SQL, so we'll say continue. So the SQL server name, so I have local server, local host, and password SA, master database, login. It is working now. So here it is saying that uh, select the users, but we don't have user here. So, and there's no action is required. So we have to go to the page where we can create the users. So currently there's no user page. So we went on the Microsoft SQL maintenance page, and here we will see create user. So create new user. So we'll say CS16 and password. Let's say we give any password we want. And create user. Okay, so here we're going to create a database name. So we're going to create, uh, I'm installing CS16, so I'll say OTCS 1601 is our database name, and the DB path we created already folder is here. So the path would be this, and we need to also define a file name. So I'll say OTCS 1601.mdf. That's default format for the MS SQL database file. So if you are using MS Access or MS SQL, you are well familiar of it. Minimum size will say 100 MB. Automatically extend the data files is required. Important, because if this is reached 200 MB, it won't extend and you'll get the error. Also, for the log file, I'll just copy the same here, where instead of MDF, the log file would be LDF. And 5 MB would be enough, and extend automatically and create database. Okay, so now our database has been created and our user is created. So we'll go back to the admin page. So we'll go back here and we'll just refresh this page again. So then it will load new database here, and the new user is here. You just type the password. The password came automatically, but you can, for make sure it is correct, retype it. And in there you would be required to add another path here. The extra folder that we have created is called if EFS. So we'll just copy this path and put it there, and say external document storage. So it will be storing all the external document in this folder. So create tables. Okay, so this must be some problem with the login. So we're gonna go there and check why it's not able to log in. So CS is created, properties. I uncheck the enforce password and say CS16, CS16, and default database is OTCS16. Now we'll go back to the content server and we'll try again. So we'll say CS16 and create tables. Okay, so we'll go back again to the database and see what's the story with the database. Database is here. We probably need to assign a user here. So the owner is SA for OTCS. So we say here we'll assign sysadmin as well of this user and see the mapping of the database is there. And we grant all of those. So because I'm not sure which one is at the moment and we have no time to look. Okay, seems alright. So we'll try again. Go back and say CS16 and create tables. Here it seems like working fine now. It will take some time, so I'm going to pause here. One is come back. I will continue. Okay, so this is our next screen automatically came in. So that means database is created successfully. We can go to the database and see if there's any tables created inside the database. Yes, there's many tables created. So seems everything is all right. We'll go and it's asking for login. So we have to decide in this first page, we choose the password, so I'm going to use the same password here and say login. Okay, so invalid username and password. So it could be live link then instead of the password I gave. So we'll try to use live link, and live link is working. Here you can install content server web development. So we'll say install it. It doesn't need it, but in this case, because it's giving us the option, so we'll say install it. So finish, and we continue. Now restart is required, so we'll restart it, and we'll continue. So okay, and continue. Here we have external OTDS server, but we don't have any external OTDS server, so we'll choose internal OTDS server, and we just go continue. It will take some time. Sometimes it's failed, so we retry it if it's failed. I'm going to pass because it takes quite long time sometimes. So once it's done, I will come back. Okay, so it seems like it's still running because we're getting this message here. So we can, and it's keep refreshing. So let's wait until it's fully finished, and then we will continue. Okay, so it says deployment is completed. Now we go continue and migrate content users and group. We don't have any users to migrate, so we'll go continue. It's a fresh installation, so and migration is successfully done. So we'll say continue again. Now we're getting some error which says that install of the WebDev module, but software for that module is not installed of the content. So you must install. I might, for this reason, I might need to download the software again from the website and install it. So I would be going to this link after that. So uh, I'm just going to save it somewhere. So that will be handy out for me for when I'll go to install it. So I'd say next step. Okay, so uh, we need this time to install WebDev, but that is a plugin, so there's no need. I just came back this screen, so in this screen we was previously, and now we can go to workspace simply by clicking here and the content server. You can see the screen. In here you can drop your all content. So I don't have any content at the moment. So let's say we download some images from Google. One or two images would be enough, and we upload those images. So we save the image. Okay, so all we need to do is go to the download folder and place the images in here to the work area. And here you go, start uploading. And this is my first part. In the next video, I would be doing the integration, installing delivery server, and then doing integration with the OTDS. And also then I would be doing integration of delivery server with the content server, and these images that I put in uh, copied in the content server, I'm going to call from delivery server. So this is it. Best of luck and wait for my next video. Thank you very much.